So welcome back to Outdoors with the Morgans. We're out here in the woods today, and it's pretty nice here. It's probably about 15 degrees cooler than it is in the sun. Plus there's a decent breeze. But I'm on the hunt for some wood. What I'd like to build is a floor for the woodshed. And then I also want to make a couple movable firewood racks. Something that I can maybe fit like a half a cord of wood in, that I can take out in the woods, cut, split, stack it in there, and then carry the rack back to the yard. I use IBC totes quite a bit, but this is going to be a little bit easier to get the wood out of, and we're going to use it for bundle firewood and for people that come to buy wood for like their solo stoves and their brio pits. Probably like 14-inch firewood. And I'd like to use some white oak. I know I've got some red oak down right here, but I think up the hill a little bit further we've got a white oak. This is a big red oak right here. As you can see at the base there, it's pretty rough shape. But somewhere in here, I'm sure there's plenty of decent wood. Red oak would work for what I'm needing, but white oak is just a little bit more rot resistant and probably a little bit stronger. So that's what I'd like to use. So we're gonna walk up here, see what we got. So this is a red oak right here, but we've got a decent white oak right here. I think this is the one that we'll use. I was hoping just to be able to bring the skid loader down and grab it, but this is a pretty steep hill, a lot of stuff to move to get to it. So what I'll probably have to do is bring the excavator down first and get the logs at least down to where it's a little flatter. I should have brought the saw up with me. It's down there about 100 yards, but I'll go get it. And I think what I'll do, I'll cut it off here first at the Y, and then we'll cut it off back closer to the stump. I'm pretty sure it's going to be solid right here, so we'll measure off of this end coming back, and I'd like to get at least 2 8-footers out of this, you know, like 8 feet 6 inches. That would be good for what I need. But anyway, let's get started. I left my gloves in a machine. I'm gonna have to wear Melissa's purple gloves, so I don't want to hear anything about that. The wood actually looks pretty good. At least the first 2 logs, they're solid on both ends. This one here looks pretty good. However, at this end, where it's all splintered up, I may have a few issues down here, but we'll still get some wood out of it. If you noticed, well, it's kind of hard to tell on camera, but this is a very steep hill. So I always cut on the uphill side because they're going to roll downhill. Matter of fact, if these trees were in here, all 3 of these would be in the pond, which is about 150 yards down the hill there. So I've got a decent path coming up this way right here. I probably could get all these with the skid loader, but I think I'm going to take the extra time and go get the excavator first. Only reason is I think I can get them out of here with it without damaging, you know, some of the smaller trees. Like some of these will be nice one day. Like you got a nice little oak right there. Yeah, I'll get the excavator, come up here, get them over to the path, take them down to the flat. I can even get them right over to where the SideKick is, and then I'll put the big grapple on the skid loader, carry them up to the sawmill. At least that's the plan for now. All right, we're headed down in the woods with the excavator. I have been meaning to trim this one limb right here, so we're going to take care of the whole thing. I forget what kind of invasive that is. Levi knows all that stuff much better than I do. Trail's open. All right, we got one log up to the mill here. I have to run out for just a bit. It doesn't look like much, but believe me, this white oak's gonna look pretty nice once we open it up. I have to run down to Dambaugh Lumber. It's a local place that I buy a bunch of stuff from, but I ordered some evolved stone to put on the bar in the game room. I've never used it before, but it appears as though it's pretty easy to install. And if you've noticed, like the last 10, maybe even 15 years, but especially now, a lot of manufacturers of building products are making things so much easier to install, which is good for the homeowner. I think the reason is it's so hard to find skilled labor. So a lot of the things out there, it's pretty easy to put up. We'll see. Once I get it up, I'll tell you how easy it was, but it should look pretty nice. All right, just picked up my Evolved stone, and just so you know, for local people, these guys saw our fire starter. So I got back from Danball a little bit ago. Show you what I got there. Evolve stone. Obviously, I'll give you a better look once we get it out, but if any of you have used this, let me know in the comments what you think. All right, out of that log, I sawed some 2x4s. I think there's 6 of them right there. And then on the bottom of that stack, there are 3 pieces that are 11 inches wide, 1.5 inches thick. That will be the bottom of the wood box. And over here, I've got some 4x4s. They're actually 3.5 by 3.5. These will be for on the bottom, kind of like a skid. But I didn't draw out any plans, but I have an idea in my head, kind of what I'm after. So I got my calculator here. So what I'm picturing is a box that say maybe 6 feet wide, say by 4 feet deep, by 3 feet high. Yeah, that would be 72 cubic feet. That's over half a cord. I'll make it that it will hold a 1/2 cord of firewood. It's going to be heavy, no doubt about it. Just the white oak is heavy, and then the firewood will be heavy as well, but I'll move it around with the skid loader. It won't have any problem with that. But I have to build it heavy duty enough to be able to carry it out in the woods, load it up, carry it back. It's not something that I'll be bringing back here and emptying, so really couple moves each year. But out of white oak should last pretty long. I'll pick up some of those like timber screws. There are structural screws, and it should work out. We'll have to see. If it doesn't, we'll make something else out of it. It's about 7:30 a.m. I'm back down here at the wood yard, and we're gonna start building some stuff. But man, is it humid. I mean, really humid. Like, I don't remember it being this thick for a long time. I'm cutting out my pieces for my portable firewood box, but isn't that white oak beautiful? Along with making a firewood box, this is also kind of an experiment. I'm using some things that I never did before. Like these. Says no pre-drilling necessary. I'm not sure how that's going to go in white oak, but we will see. What I'd like to do is just kind of see, you know, over time how this dries, how it cracks and checks and things like that, because this is green lumber, but white oak is plenty strong, and it's also incredibly heavy. Compared to a regular, you know, spruce pine fir 2x4, and this is green, this probably weighs 3 or 4 times as much. So these pieces are 42 inches long. These are going to be the sides of the box. Next, I'm going to cut the floor. All right, I got all my pieces sawed. Well, actually just the structural part of it. This will be the floor. These will be the runners for underneath of it. And I'll actually use 2 of these on either end for some support for the uprights. And then those are the uprights right there. I'll still need some 3/4 inch material for across the back and to fill in any holes on the sides. But yeah, it should be pretty good. Now, before we start putting that together, we're gonna do a little test here. It says no pre-drilling necessary. I find that hard to believe in this white oak, but we'll see how it does. Wow, that's pretty nice. That's really nice. Oh yeah. We may be onto something with these things. Replaces a 3/8 lag screw. It is a structural wood screw. I can't believe I didn't have to pre-drill that. Like I said, that is white oak. Look how tight that is right there. Man, that's pretty nice.
All right, I've got the bottom screwed together. Actually, this gets flipped over. The underside right now will be the top. But I'm starting to think I may have went a little heavy on this. I don't know if I needed to make these 1.5 inches thick. I don't know. We'll see. You know, like I said, I've got to carry this thing out in the woods, load it up. I want it to be strong, but it may be a little overkill. Holy smokes. The DeWalt's getting a little hot to the touch, but it's doing good. All right, I've got all the uprights up. I only put one screw in each one so far in case I need to adjust it just a little bit one way or the other. Now this one over here I put 2 in, and I'm telling you, it's strong, very strong. I like it. All right, I'm back down here at the sawmill, and it's not getting any cooler, by the way, and I need some more lumber. I was gonna hop in the skid loader, go down the woods, grab another one of those white oaks, but I was just talking to my buddy Nathan from out of the woods, and I said, I got a couple sassafras logs here, and he said it would work out perfectly for what I need. So if it doesn't work out, we can blame him. right, so out of the sassafras, I got a couple 2x4s. These are 1.5 by 4. And then these will be the slats, 7/8 of an inch thick. That'll be everything that I need. This stuff, everyone says it smells like root beer when you saw it. I kind of get that. Not quite like a bottle of A&W root beer, but pretty close, I think. All right, things are coming along pretty well. Melissa just had a few questions. Go ahead, Melissa.
Well, I asked why the thing was on the outside, not the inside, but you said for space.
4x4 for support.
Right, I know that.
And if you put it on the inside, you'd have to stack around it.
Right.
So I put it on the outside.
Right. Now, white oak is really nice. It's a strong, thick, heavy wood.
Right, right.
Love it. But, like, why are you building it so heavy?
Well, it may be a little bit overbuilt, but the way I see it is you got to pick it up and carry it out in the woods or move it around.
Right.
And so you put, 1,500, 2,000 pounds of firewood in it. I want it to be strong. Next one.
Then you're limited in your lift capacity.
On the tractor, yeah. The tractor would not lift this.
Yeah.
Filled with wood, but the skid loader would, Melissa.
Right. It's, yeah. Yeah.
You're not too sold on this whole thing, are you?
I think it's just very heavy. Like, it's not going to blow over, but, like, was it going to blow over if you didn't use white oak? Was it still blow over? I don't know. Let me talk about something else. So these shoes I take to the gym when I would go to the gym. I built my own little gym here, so I would not wear these outside. They would be in my gym bag. I'd go to the gym, put my shoes on. Today, well, any day, like, I put them on in the house. I walk over here to stretch and do my workout. I'm walking back and I noticed my dog started having this thing of pooping in the gravel driveway. I'm not sure why. It's kind of annoying because you kind of have to look before you back out or pull in, like, is there a pile of poop somewhere, because you don't want that in the tires. I walk over, I see a pile of poop, I get the shovels to pick up the pile of poop. As I'm ready to toss the pile, somewhere along the line, I step in poop. Do you know how that bothers me? I've kept these shoes nice and clean, carried them to the gym in my backpack. Now what's the chances of, like, walking to my house to here and back? So now I've been cleaning out my shoes.
Jeez.
I know.
So you brought that attitude over to the wood box here.
No, I just said, wow, that's good. I think you're doing a great job. Daughter Eva would be super proud of you, and maybe that's where you got this idea. I'm very impressed with the nail screws. What are they called? Screws?
The timber lock.
Or timber lock.
Yeah, the big ones. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's nice wood. But
it's not even done, but look how strong.
It's just like
I mean, it's strong, Melissa.
Right. It's not going anywhere.
It's not going anywhere. It can double as a tornado shelter.
That's good. That's good. Do you sometimes think you overdo things?
Sometimes.
Yeah.
All right, I'm calling it done. If you didn't pick up on everything that I was talking about earlier, the frame is all white oak. The bottom pieces, they're 1.5 inches by about 11. The box is 6 feet long on the inside, 42 inches high on the sides. The slats are sassafras. They are made out of 7/8 inch thick material. This is sassafras, but all the 2x4s, with the exception of just a couple, are white oak. Everything else is sassafras. It's heavy. I'm anxious to see how it weathers over time. What I could do is give it about a year, year and a half, and then pressure wash it
and then seal it with some type of oil base. I think that may be what I'll do. But it should hold up really well. I mean, it's strong. Very, very rigid. I like it.